Hi, this is Richard Miller for Facts for Working People, and I'd just like to make a statement today with regards to the Green Party on behalf of the folks around Facts for Working People and our blog. And we were reading a statement from Jill Stein from the Green Party. I think it was yesterday on Facebook, and she said, I quote, "Last August, the Green Party officially adopted the idea of eco-socialism into our national platform to acknowledge this essential link between ecological sustainability and economic justice. Learning from the mistakes of the past, eco-socialism challenges and inspires us to imagine collectively what it means to put people, planet and peace over profit." And just on behalf of Facts for Working People, I'd like to say that we feel this is a very positive, and it's a good thing that this statement was made. Some of us were in the Green Party, and a couple of us went to the convention in Houston last August. One of us was a delegate, where we also distributed some of our views about the party. And it was a very positive thing that an eco-socialist platform was accepted and adopted by the Green Party at the convention. The one criticism, we've had strong criticism of course, and it was noticeable, was that neither Jill Stein, who was the candidate for president, and or Ajamu Baraka, the vice presidential candidate for the Green Party, raised this issue during the election campaign. If they raised it, it was an extremely rare event when it should have been made a major issue. They should have campaigned around this issue, that the Green Party had adopted an eco-socialist program, policy, and in its constitution, and many young people would have been drawn to the party around that platform alone. And I'm sure that the reason that it was raised by Jill yesterday, or Saturday I believe it was, yes, Saturday, is because of Earth Day. But when you think about it, well, it may have been Earth Day and surely connected to the fact that the DSA has done so well. I think they have about 20,000 members since the betrayal of the fraud Sanders. But so the penny may have dropped, somebody said to me, but the thing is, just to, it's not just Earth Day. We had the science marches. Prior to that, we had the women's marches. We've had the town halls, Standing Rock, those airport protests, which sort of just arose out of nowhere. As I say, Standing Rock and other protests, the Black Lives Matter that's been ongoing, and so there's clearly a mood in society that was that Sanders tapped into first of all, and yet the Green Party US has not been able to take advantage of that, not been able to rise with that tide. In fact, we did dismally in the election, the Green Party, beaten by the Libertarian candidate. I mean, that's not a positive thing, it's not a good thing. Well, I know nobody thinks it's a good thing, but how did that happen? So, the penny drop or not, Facts for Working People have argued for some time about we need an internal debate within the Green Party. The Green Party has to have an internal debate about why we did so badly in the elections and why the Green Party has not been able to take advantage of the present situation the way that the DSA has, for example. Because all of these issues, the environment, science, all of these issues are Green Party issues. And the Green Party candidates were up there at Standing Rock. I don't know if there were any other politicians up there from the two big capitalist parties. So we have to have the Green Party, we stress again, has to have an internal debate about the structure of the party. It's not a functioning party. Anybody can do what they want. People can go around speaking for the Green Party, traveling the country for the Green Party. We don't have a due structure and a finance arm. So obviously that it's not very democratic that the person that's got the most money and the most time can go around and campaign for the Green Party and speak for the Green Party. So it has no discipline in it. As I say, we don't have a due structure, and so what we what has to go on in the Green Party is a discussion over the internal life and the structure of the party. Anybody can do what they want in this party. We have a very undemocratic method of voting, this consensus method of voting. So that seems to be something that should be first and foremost on the agenda of the Green Party. Why has the Green Party not tapped into this mood? Why did it do so dismally in the election? And why has it not been able to tap into this mood and rise with this tide that we've seen with these protests and what have you? And so I would like to, as what we presented at the convention in Houston in August, I would like to just reiterate these again, the discussions about these internal life of this party. We had 3 points, and we think these 3 points would be points of unity that we could campaign around to strengthen the Green Party and really begin to draw to it those thousands, hundreds of thousands, particularly of young people and disenfranchised people, totally disgusted with the present situation and the two political parties. So these 3 points are, and one of them is to turn the Green Party into an eco-socialist party, and that has happened. And we're a half measure there in the sense that we have an eco-socialist plank. But as I say, it wasn't even raised during the election campaign. It's fine to raise it now on Earth Day, but it should have been raised then. We need to make that a major issue because the environment is one of the most critical issues we have to deal with today. Turn the party into an eco-socialist party that would base itself on the collective ownership of the dominant corporations which dominate the world economic, military and environmental policies. And with these corporations collectively owned, draw up an international sustainable plan of production, distribution and exchange. The other is point number 2, to transform the Green Party into a workers' party which would have its roots in and represent the interests of the working class, the indigenous peoples, the rural poor, and which would organise to end capitalism, and in doing so learning the lessons of history that capitalism will not give up its power without a struggle. And part and parcel of that is also, when I say organising, or we say organising, orienting to the working class, not just the unorganised working class, but also the organised working class in the unions. We don't orient to the trade unions, to the rank and file of the trade unions. The leadership of the trade unions is politically bankrupt. But to orient to the rank and file of the trade unions, to bring the Green Party's platform into the trade unions and also into the communities, of course, and so on. But to root it in the working class itself, all elements of the working class, from West Virginia, which is a basket case, to the inner cities, to the indigenous population, all of the various sections of the working class that are under attack. And number 3, to change the internal life of the Green Party from its undemocratic so-called consensus method to a democratic method where decisions are made on the basis of majority opinion, with minority opinions always having the right to be heard. Only in this way can the Green Party become a living, breathing organism which would have the power and flexibility to take on and end capitalism. This consensus method is undemocratic. A political party can't function like that. This doesn't mean a minority isn't guaranteed its rights. It doesn't mean a minority cannot campaign for its minority position. But once the vote's taken and the majority wins, that becomes the position of the party. The minority can campaign always for its position, but once that vote is taken, that is the position of the party, and that's how we should deal with the question of voting. And it's just so what's got to take part of this, and what has to take place, is the struggle within the Green Party between those elements in it, what we always would say, petty bourgeois elements. There's stockbrokers in it. A guy told me at the assembly in California here that, well, it's a party for everyone. A party can't be for everyone. Different classes. A party cannot withstand two classes at once. At some point, one class has got to dominate. And so we have to struggle within the party against the pro-capitalist elements, against business elements, and those that that their position is that capitalism can solve the crisis in society. It cannot. So that has to be a struggle that we have to conduct within the Green Party. So these are some of the things that we've been discussing in Facts for Working People in our phone conferences, and if you'd like to be involved in those and discuss with us in those, contact us on our on this blog, on the Facts for Working People blog, and we'll talk about that. But these are some of the things that we think are important. We have to be honest, and I have to say that many Greens are honest, that we are dysfunctional about this, that we're a dysfunctional party. We have to change that if we want to be anything at all, and it's not we cannot ignore the fact that we have not risen with this tide and the mood that's out there in US society today. So those are some things that we were discussing that I've been asked to say, and I hope you will contact us if you agree with this and see where we can go with it and how we can help that happen within the Green Party. All right, so thanks a lot. This is Richard Mellor for the Facts for Working People blog.